In the headlines, coalition of civil society organizations gives President Buhari ultimatum to sign reworked electoral amendment. Police arrest suspected killer of retired legal officer in Delta State. Concerns over role of child soldiers in war against insurgency. And Ottawa police arrest protesters to end Canadian trucker blockade. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. Hello and welcome. A coalition of civil society organizations has given President Muhammadu Buhari till the 22nd of February to assent to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill or risk altering activities for the 2023 general elections. The group, while addressing journalists in Abuja, noted that the bill, which had lingered for too long, only awaits the signature of the president. They stressed that President Buhari's continuous delay to give assent to the bill will create a climate of legal uncertainties for upcoming elections.
Process to avert legal uncertainties that will certainly occasion logistical, financial and programmatic difficulties that threatens the integrity of the off-cycle elections in Ekiti, Osun and the 2023 general elections. Our concerns are further heightened with the president's delay in fulfilling a promise he made to Nigerians during an interview on national television, indicating he will assent to the electoral bill if the National Assembly reworks the bill and expands the procedure for nomination of candidates. As indicated by INEC, the scheduled date for the 2023 presidential election and National Assembly election is February 18, 2023. Therefore, the notice of election for the 2023 general election should be issued on the 22nd of February 2022, because the total date of the days from 22nd February 2022 to 17th of February 2023 is 360 days.
Publicity Secretary of the Senator Kabir Marafa-led All Progressive Congress faction in Zamfara State, Bello Bakaswa, has alleged that suspected political thugs attacked him and their legal team at the court premises shortly after the adjournment of the suit against APC on Thursday. He made the allegation while briefing journalists in Gusau, where he claimed that the attack is a hatched plan by the ruling APC faction in the state to eliminate him. The report.
I myself, being the publicity secretary of Senator Marafa-led APC faction, and some counsel that presented us in the court, led by Barrister J.C. Shaka, Esquire, and some few other lawyers amongst, were attacked right inside the court premises. We are attacked right inside the court premises shortly after the presiding judge adjourned the case to 14 March 2022. Those political talks, or hoodlum, stormed the court premises while we were briefing journalists and started hitting on us, especially me. I have to run into one of the lawyers' car to rescue myself.
Bello Bakaswa wondered how the suspected political thugs found their way into the court premises despite the presence of security operatives. He alleged that the attack is sponsored by Governor Bello Matawalle and his lieutenants because they are sensing failure even before the court judgment on the matter.
The attack today is an act of political destruction perpetrated by the likes of Governor Bello Matawalle and his lieutenant simply because they are beginning to sense failure even before the court ruling is over. This is anarchy, not politics. And Senator Marafa did not subscribe to this. We will never accept this, and it's unacceptable by law. Attacking the council and the publicity secretary in a broad daylight and right inside the court premises should not go just like that. First, we'll ask, how does those guys make their way into the court premises despite the presence of security operatives? Any answer to this will tell us that this is well planned and well targeted, as Senator Marafa camp of the APC. On this note, we would like to assure all our supporters that we are not backing out nor submitting ourselves to the threats like the one we experience today.
However, Publicity Secretary of the Governor, Bello Matawalle, led faction of the APC, Yusuf Idris, denied the allegation, insisting that no attack occurred at the court premises and he personally saw off Bello Bakaswa to his vehicle where he left peacefully.
Well, there you go. Now, suspected killer of a retired policeman in Delta State, Chukwudi Emerening, has been arrested. Retired police officer in charge of legal department, Christian Patuma, is reportedly killed in Agwa Clan, Oguta local government area of Imo State. Delta State Police Commissioner Muhammad Ali parades the suspect and other 39 suspected criminals in Asaba. He said the suspect is part of the syndicate responsible for the killing of the police officer.
With the killing of our former Osiliga, who served meritoriously in this state before retiring home to his locality somewhere around Imo State. Only for us to be told that the man was killed by some unknown gunmen and had his head severed from the body. It is gratifying to state here that this command, having taken that into cognizance, have made a breakthrough as 2 of those suspects have been arrested, and of course have not just given us useful statement but have confessed to that crime. That they are being linked by an angry mob. Police patrol teams were quickly mobilized to the scene where the 2 suspects, namely Onyeka Ifeanyi M, age 19 years, of number 10 EJ Street, Agbo, and Bright Michael Kester M, age 20 years, of number 5 Idumudia Street, Agbo, were rescued from the mob and brought to the station. 1 cut-to-size double-barrel gun was recovered from them. Upon interrogation, they confessed to have robbed several POS operators and also confessed that their gang members were responsible for the robbery and murder of one Mary Ngozi.
The people who did that first pit, they don't hold them Imo State Police custody. Our youth then catch them. That time I was in my village. So after them catch them finish, now I prepare to come town, come stay, no more working the work again. So as I come, me and my girlfriend, I rent a house. As I rent the house, my girlfriend from my place, the team they also follow. So I call him for food. Tell him that I was in Abo. The girl come from Olo. I see him come, buy fan, buy bed, put inside the room. So me and him just there, they manage the team. So on Saturday, me and that girl just they bar finish. As we bar finish, police people come. As they come, I will not run. I begin to ask them, say, what I do? They say, when I reach station, so I will know what I do.
Still ahead, use of child soldiers by insurgents and armed groups is not a recent phenomenon, even with calls for state actors and armed groups to stop the recruitment of child soldiers across the world. In Borno State, a 16-year-old joined civilian joint task force to combat insurgency in the state. The report.
The terrorist network recruited thousands of children to support its fight against state actors. A counter-strategy is used by the Civilian Joint Task Force, where it employed 2,273 children to join its ranks against the insurgents. There have been global condemnation and an action plan to prohibit use of child soldiers in the northeast. In 2017, the civilian JTF agreed to an action plan not to recruit innocent children in armed conflicts.
Then we decided to push out all those we arrest and hand over. So at that time, we have children mingling around us. They come to our checkpoints, just opening gates, closing. They will sweep our environment, the location that we are sitting. We are sending them to buy this thing for us. These are the use that we use them. We did not arm them, you understand? But they are conveying our matches and cutlass and other like porters. We use them.
Mustafa Hamza said he joined civilian JTF because of devastating insurgency. When I was recruited, I sweep their houses in the morning, wash clothes, sometimes we take food to them, and sometimes too we cook for them. 15 of us did these chores. My parents knew I was working for the group. They prayed for my guidance. At that time, the town was in crisis, so I didn't attend school. Mustafa Hamza is among thousands of boys engaged by the civilian JTF in 2013. He stopped attending school at the age of 9 because of the crisis, and anything to survive on counts a lot. With the war almost over, tailoring keeps him busy, but he has other plans. Apart from this tailoring job, I'm also schooling. I want to become a politician, like a governor or president, so that I will reach out to those in the forest to embrace dialogue and return home, and engage in business and enjoy peace. The campaign against child soldiers will continue to ring bells for state actors and armed groups to desist any plans involving children in conflicts.
Quite an interesting story, isn't it? Now, on a very sad note, a tanker carrying petrol exploded on Friday, killing at least 17 people along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State. The FRC spokesperson in the state, Florence Okwe, said the accident happened before Isara Bridge in Ogun East Senatorial District. According to the spokesperson, 14 of the bodies were burnt beyond recognition, adding that the tanker had a head-on collision with a master bus. She said the total number of people involved in the accident cannot be ascertained, but a total of 17 bodies have been identified. The Ogun FRC sector commander Ahmed Umar described the crash as an avoidable one if the drivers had obeyed traffic rules and regulations, and also commiserated with the families of the victims, and joining them to contact the FRC office in Ugere for more information about the crash. Northern Consensus Movement has called on the Nigerian government to prioritize its responsibility of protecting lives and properties of Nigerians following the attacks of some northerners in Abia State. President of the movement, Awal Aliyu, who made the charge during a news conference in Abuja, stressed that unless the government lives up to its responsibilities of safeguarding its citizens, the perpetrators of the act might succeed in its ploy to spark a retaliation, thereby leading to more crisis.
About 9 people lost their lives, 76 cows dead, an unaccountable number of goats, as well as unaccountable number of human beings that were carted away or taken away by these people, including monies and some valuables. We are also calling on federal government and security agencies in particular to be more proactive and pragmatic in taking up their responsibility of protecting lives and properties of every citizen in Nigeria, irrespective of creed. It is most likely the perpetrators of the attackers are deliberately doing so just to push the North to retaliate so as to spark up a regional tension that may lead to yet another civil war. God forbid. Notwithstanding, we are calling on all northerners resident in the eastern part of Nigeria to return home without delay for their safety, while we are assuring our Igbo brothers living in the north not to panic, as there is no cause for alarm, hence their safety is guaranteed. We also feel that there is need to shield every sword and embrace dialogue for whatever reason leading to such inhuman action.
Since after the recent communal crisis between Fulani and Irigwe ethnic groups in the villages of Bassa local government area in Plateau State in early August 2021, there have been several efforts by different stakeholders to bring an end to the crisis. Irigwe and Fulani crisis has claimed many lives and destruction of properties worth millions of naira since 2021, with both parties blaming each other for the attacks. The report.
Since after the recent communal crisis between Fulani and Irigwe ethnic groups in the villages of Bassa local government area of the state in the early August 2021, there have been several efforts by different stakeholders to bring an end to the crisis. Irigwe and Fulani crisis has claimed many lives and destruction of properties worth millions of naira since 2018, with both parties blaming each other of the attack. The recent upheavals, however, in the Bassa communities, which led to attack on Fulani travelers around Gadabiu area and subsequent attack on Yolwa Zagam community, all in Josno local government area, has raised a lot of concern. But in what seems to be another step to broker peace between the groups, the Operation Safe Haven commander, Major General I.S. Ali, who doubles as General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, had on September 12 inaugurated a 36-member Joint Peace Committee to find solutions to attacks and counter-attacks between mostly herders and farmers. However, in its continuation to find lasting solution to the problem, the commander of the operation on Thursday organized the first Irigwe Fulani Youth Summit of Bassa local government to strengthen peaceful coexistence between them. The commander of the operation, while delivering his speech, called on the youth to give peace a chance and avoid anything that is capable of igniting conflict in their communities.
I am delighted to meet with the youth to dialogue on the need for peaceful coexistence, unity and tolerance towards each other. As you all know, the youth are the future leaders of tomorrow. And I believe as leaders, you will not allow your community and future to be destroyed. You are one of the greatest untapped assets for promoting peaceful coexistence and unity in the country. This is one of the reasons I always find time to engage you to chart a way forward for a better future ahead of you and your children yet unborn.
Some of the participants at the event are optimistic about the event. Shuhobari and Irigwe, and a participant at the event, is optimistic about the peace process. We are here to reconcile with our brothers that we are living together, but at a point we started fighting one another for nothing. So we are here to put our heads together to find lasting peace in our various communities. My hope is that after this summit, we will continue to live with one another irrespective of our ethno-religious affiliation. Awal Abubakar, a Fulani and also a participant at the event, also expressed hope that the lesson learned will go a long way to ensuring peace and harmony in the entire Bassa local government area. We are at this summit to find ways of peaceful coexistence among us. We are happy that the commander of the operation has organized this meeting, and we hope that there will be peace after this meeting. It is worrisome that so many efforts have been made to bring peace between the warring parties, but yet attacks and counter-attacks continue between them. It is hoped that with this youth summit, there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
You're watching Trust TV News Update coming up. Abuja most expensive dinner going for $1,000. Details of this story and more after the break. Do stay. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Here are our top stories. A coalition of civil society organizations has given President Buhari till the 22nd of February to assent to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill or risk-altering activities for the 2023 general elections. And suspected killer of a retired policeman in Delta State, Chukwudi Emerin, has been arrested. Still ahead, Nigeria Center for Disease Control has reported 45 COVID infections across 7 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The agency, in its update for Thursday, February 17, said 51 persons were discharged after recovering from the infection with no fatalities recorded, making it the 5th day in a row with no deaths recorded. Nigeria now has a total of over 200,000 confirmed cases, over 200,000 recoveries, and over 3,000 deaths. Now, $100 fee for just a dinner would sound exorbitant. It is the equivalent of 500,000 naira going by value of the naira at parallel market. But Chef Stone, a restaurant owner, offered this staggering amount for couples in Abuja on Valentine's Day. And many sweated out to get this slice. Justifying the fee, Biola Akanji said the dinner is a one-day experience in a year.
And I said, you know what, I want to blow everything out of the water. I want to do something no one has ever done before. And it wasn't even about the price, because in the end, we spent more money to pull the dinner together than we actually made. But for me, it was about doing something that had never been done before. It was about doing a dinner that could stand with any dinner in the world. I wanted to do something on that level. Any Michelin star chef or Michelin star restaurant, the kind of dinner they serve, that was what I wanted to give my guests. So it was about doing something different. You know, everybody does the same thing. You do Valentine's and then you want to do a dinner, and it's almost the same thing everywhere, but I wanted to do something that was totally different. So when I even told my team that it was going to be $1,000, everybody was like, wow, $1,000, why $1,000? And I said, you know what, I want it to be very intimate and I want it to be very exclusive. A small number of people, 10 couples only, nothing more than that. Let those 10 couples have the time of their lives. That was what it was all about.
$1,000, that's huge, isn't it? Now in business, Nigerian stocks closed flat on Thursday, its second time this week, as the benchmark index bay 0.01% on track for a second straight week of loss. On Thursday, the Statistics Office issued Nigeria's fourth quarter 2021 gross domestic growth figure, showing a 3.98% expansion when set beside that of the year before. Oil and gas giant Seplat Energy said the bozo on a downward trajectory after traders placed a good number of its shares on sale and only a few investors were willing to buy them. Market Bread, a barometer for measuring investors' sentiment towards trade, showed positive results as there were 32 gainers against 17 laggards. Meanwhile, the all-share index slipped by 6.6 basis points to 47, while market capitalization closed at 25.4 trillion, while year-to-date the index is up by 10.3%. And on the foreign scene, Ottawa police have asked protesters to remain peaceful and lawful as they moved into clear protests that have blockaded the centre of the Canadian capital for 3 weeks. Dozens of police vehicles, including a large black armoured car, and about 100 police officers arrived near Mackenzie King Bridge and Wallace Street next to the Ottawa Art Gallery Friday morning, where about 20 vehicles have been packed since late January, blocking the roadway. Police arrested 2 leaders of the protest on Thursday. The self-styled Freedom Convoy converged in Ottawa on January 28, protesting coronavirus restrictions and demanding they be ended. Trucks blocked the streets around Parliament Hill and have remained since, occupying several central residential blocks. And the Sports Athletics Integrity Unit has handed Nigerian sprinter Blessing Okagbare a 10-year ban following her expulsion from last year's Tokyo Olympics for doping violations. The 2008 Beijing Olympics long jump silver medalist got 5 years for the presence and use of multiple prohibited substances and another 5 years for her refusal to cooperate with the AIU's investigation into her case. The unit expelled the 33-year-old from the Tokyo Olympics last year before the women's 100-meter semi-finals after testing positive for human growth hormone, an out-of-competition test in Slovakia on July 19th. And that's it on News Updates. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thanks for your time and company.